somos terroristas.
You too. Man, oh man, oh man. As a boxing fan, or as a fan of anything, can you be molested? Is there a such thing? I feel like as a fan of the sport, I've been violated. You know what I'm saying? Force-fed some bullshit. You know what I mean? And there's different ways of, you know what I'm saying, molestation. You know what I mean? Like, if a grown-ass man is feeling on a little boy or something, feeling on his ass or something, that's molestation. You know what I mean? All day long. All day long. That's fucking molestation. But some people may say some shit like, you know, certain things ain't shit wrong with it, you know. Making two little boys take a bath together from ages 2 and 3. Yeah, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But when they get about 8 years old and they still gotta motherfucking take baths together, why some grown ass man is sitting there watching them? That's fucking molestation too. It is. It is. And not trying to compare or make an analogy necessarily with those two things, but just to give an idea of there are different levels and different ways of saying something that primarily seems to be one thing. As a boxing fan, we got some bullshit with, you know, with Pacquiao fighting fucking catch weights and shit and all that bullshit. And he was fighting motherfuckers we always thought that he shouldn't have been fighting, this, that, and the third. And lo and behold, Oscar De La Hoya and the whole Golden Boy regime is doing the same exact motherfucking shit, dog. Wait. Now I hear that Americana is ranked number 2 by the WBC at welterweight. Niggas don't see the writing on the wall. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to fucking see this shit. They finna build Americana up. Slowly but surely. Going into next May. So he can fight Floyd Mayweather for the WBC championship. Again. You know what I'm saying? The writing is already on the fucking wall. How in the fuck? That's why he fighting these cupcakes. All these motherfucking guys out here to fight at 140. You know what I'm saying? You can go get some non-Golden Boy fighters who ain't with no big promoters. You can go get my man from Detroit, Vernon Paris. You know what I'm saying? Tim Coleman, Jose Alucigin. You know, there's fighters out here that he can fight. But they're going to feed him a bunch of cupcakes. Make it seem like, oh, Americana's this new fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's going to knock out some bums and shit. And they're going to put him in there with Floyd Mayweather so it can seem like it was who he was supposed to be fighting. Some bullshit. It's some fucking bullshit. And I just got done watching Blood fucking 78. And it was funny because I was getting ready to make a video. But I'm like, all right, let me sit down. And it's crazy because, like, when I'm at the crib and I wash dishes, I always, you know, that's like the time where I usually listen to my YouTube videos while I'm sitting down while I'm washing dishes or doing some, you know, just some house chores and shit. And lo and behold, these motherfuckers make the fucking video that I wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? But I know it was cool because I know that I ain't the only one feeling this shit, you know? I'm not the only one feeling this way. If these niggas in this fucking fight game are molesting the fuck out of us fans, they mind fucking us with some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Some bullshit. And what's crazy is, the fucked up thing about it is, the bullshit that Showtime and Golden Boy has pulled has forced Top Rank to put on some better fights. You know, we got Brandon Rios, Mike Alvarado, which was an excellent fight. We got Timothy Bradley and Provodnikov, which on paper wasn't really a good fight, but what actually turned out to be a fucking terrific fight. So now that helped Top Rank and everything that they wanted to do, because it put more limelight on Timothy Bradley. Now, when we even see the name Ruslan Provodnikov, we even know how to fucking say it now. You know what I mean? We got that guy. Got Jesse Vargas. And my unlucky boy. I cannot wait to see that dude fight again. I'm looking forward to seeing a couple of fights that can very easily be made. So, all of that shit that we was giving Pacquiao slack about, fighting Miguel Cotto at a catchweight and all this shit, I want to hear these same motherfuckers coming out saying the same shit about this bullshit with Lucas Matisse and Lamont Peterson and this bullshit ass catchweight. If everybody fucking fighting at catchweight, White Blood say, why even have a weight class? Just get motherfuckers together, agree on a weight, and have them motherfuckers fight. We don't even need belts. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the point of having a belt designated for a weight class when two fighters going to contractually fight at a weight that's not designated by that championship? I mean, the craziest shit is, back in the day, there was no 140-pound division. It was 135, and if you weighed over 135 pounds, you had to fight at welterweight. So then they threw all these extra divisions in between the actual divisions. You know what I'm saying? You got 130 pounds in between 126 and 135. You got 140 pounds in between 135 and 147. You got 154. You got super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? You got super featherweight. You got all these in-between weight classes. And then the further you go down, we're talking about separating weight classes by like 2 pounds and shit. And you mean to tell me these motherfuckers gotta fucking have a catch weight still? It's only 7 pounds between 140 and 147. Why have a fucking catch weight? Just let these motherfuckers fight at welterweight. Hell, when they come in the ring, they both gonna be 150 pounds anyway. What the fuck is the point? Why are we getting so much bullshit in boxing? Why? I just don't understand why there's so much bullshit in boxing. Why in the fuck can we not see a Jose Elusigen fight again? How in the fuck does Zab Judah lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, and all of a sudden here he is in a big fight again? You know what I'm saying? How? Didn't he lose to American? And didn't he lose to the African guy? Shit. Lost to Floyd. Lost to fucking Spinks. He lost to. How many fucking fights do we have to lose to somebody else to have a fucking chance? You know what I'm saying? And they keep talking about this fan base shit, but hell, niggas get fan bases by fucking being on TV. You know? Oh my God, I just can't believe the bullshit we getting in boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all can go back, if y'all look back at some of my older videos, I had a video, I believe it was called New Blood in Boxing. And it was basically about just allowing. See, what the networks don't understand is this. Or maybe they understand. But if you're HBO and you got this dude, Floyd Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya, fighting on your network, and he's demanding all of this money. He's demanding $20 million and $30 million. You don't have to pay him that. Because the only reason he could demand that shit is because of the network any fucking way. So you can take another motherfucker and build them up the same way. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather didn't have his pro debut on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? He had plenty of fucking fights before he was able to fight on pay-per-view. And when he first fought on pay-per-view, he wasn't even the A-side. They can build up other fighters. I can't believe that people even say this shit like I'm canceling HBO or I'm canceling Showtime. Why? Why? Now, the fact of the matter is, and hopefully, HBO can go back old school and give some of these other promoters a chance to develop some fighters. You know, I would love to see who Lou DiBella has in the stable. And they'll have to do that, kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't just let Top Rank run HBO like Showtime is being run by Golden Boy. What about Gary Shaw, you know, or Dan Goosen, you know? Let them get a couple fight cards, some boxing after dark, you know? We might get some fucking classics. Who the fuck was Barrera's promoter and Eric Morales' promoter the first time they fought on Boxing After Dark? Who in the fuck knows, and who the fuck gives a fuck? What about Diego Corrales and Jose Luis Castillo the first time they fought? You know who the fuck was promoting Castillo at the time? I have no idea, and hardly ever even gave a fuck. What about Israel Vasquez, Rafael Marquez the first time they fought? Who the fuck promoted that fight? The best fight I ever seen in my life. Who the fuck promoted that shit? I don't know. And it should never be about the promoter. We should never give a fuck about who the promoter is. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine watching the fucking final of the NCAA? You know what I mean? Michigan Wolverines versus the Louisville Cardinals. But all we see splashed around and shit was this game is being sponsored by, you know what I'm saying? So all we talking about is the fucking sponsors, AT&T and shit. You know what I'm saying? How crazy would that fucking be? That the attention would be on the sponsors and not the fighters, or the players, the actual game. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about the Miami Heat playing, but LeBron James and Dwayne Wade got the same manager, and that manager manages fucking Russell Westbrook and Darren Williams. You know, we ain't talking about that shit. We're talking about the game, what's actually happening in the fucking game. Boxing is the only sport where we're talking about beefs with networks, and beefs with promoters, and all of that dumb shit. We don't talk about that shit in the NFL. Who even gives a fuck that CBS during the regular season primarily only shows AFC games? Fox primarily through the regular season only show NFC games. And it's actually the same way for the playoffs. Most of the AFC games come on CBS. Most of the NFC games come on Fox. ABC gets a Monday night game. Don't really matter who the fuck it is. AFC, NFC. Why are we fucking this shit going on in boxing? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And as a fan, as a fucking mind-fucked, molested fan, it's hard for me to watch this shit now. It's hard for me to even like it. You know, at the end of the day, I got to sit down and watch and root for my Michigan Wolverines from the first game of the tournament to the last game of the tournament. And I wasn't worried about the fact that, well, even if they win, because they don't look impressive, they might not go to the next round. Or even if they beat Syracuse, or fucking, yeah, if they don't beat Syracuse, they still might not get in the championship game. If Trey Burke don't look, you know what I'm saying, super spectacular and shit, or if the fucking game ain't sold out, then they won't get to the championship. Nah. But when they got to the championship at the Georgia Dome, that bitch was packed. Because people want to see competitiveness. People don't want to know the outcome before the outcome happens. You know what I'm saying? That shit was up in the air. Nobody knew who the fuck was going to win that game. That's what made it even more intriguing. Even though my squad lost, the team that I was rooting for, the team that I had emotional investment in, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It was a fucking hell of a game. It was a good ass game. And I think that if they didn't call that foul when Trey Burke blocked my man shot the fucking dunk, I think that the Wolverines probably still would have lost, but it would have added that much more excitement, that much more intensity to the final seconds of that game. But in boxing, we always get some bullshit. We always get these fights where we know who the fuck is going to win. It's just a matter of how he's going to win. You know? I don't remember that shit when I was a kid. I don't remember watching an HBO fight like, oh, well, I know this dude is going to win. It's just a matter of what round and if he's going to knock him out and if it's going to go the distance. How impressive will he look? I don't remember that shit. But I see that shit happening a lot now. Especially on HBO. And that's why I used to always go to Showtime when I needed good competitive matches. But I think that shit might be getting ready to change. We'll see though. Fuck. I'm gonna end this shit here. And yeah, go check out nigga Blood and 78's video talking about the Showtime HBO bullshit and beef. And take heed to what these niggas saying, because I've been saying the same shit for a long time too.